In this video, I'll be making a Roblox game in 20 minutes, so let's get started. Time is now 11:34, meaning I have till 11:54 to finish this. So let's get started. So I have decided that this game will be a hill climbing game. Basically, you start off at the bottom of the hill and you try to make it to the top before a timer runs out. And at the same time, you have these spheres coming at you. These giant balls rolling down the hill. Let's make this one a little flatter and one more. Let's make the hill a little steeper. Finally, we need the little plateau at the top of the mountain. So if you manage to get to this plateau over here, it means you've won the game. So let me just make that green. I'm also going to have these little cubes at the top, and that's where the spheres will spawn from. One over here, one in the middle, and one on this side here. I'm going to create a folder, call it spawn points, and put these cubes inside of it so I can iterate through them when I'm spawning the spheres. Let's make them red. Alright, let me create a script that will spawn the spheres in. Let's do local spawn points equals game.workspace.spawn points. No, spawn points. We'll have a while loop that will constantly spawn these spheres. So task.wait2, meaning it will spawn it every 2 seconds. Local sphere equals instance.new part. And we want the sphere to be in a ball shape, so enum.partType equals ball. We also want it to be big, so we want it to be 20 studs in radius. Let's make sure it's not anchored. We want to make sure you can also touch them as well, so can collide equals true. Now, when the sphere spawns in, you want it to be where the cubes are, so we do sphere.position equals spawn points, get children, math.random 1 to 3, so we'll pick a number between 1 and 3, dot position. And then lastly, you want to parent it to the workspace so you can actually see it. So let me just run this and see. Oh wait, first I have to anchor everything. Let's delete the base plate, we don't need that. Alright, let's run it. And there, you see spheres falling every few seconds. Okay, the spawn isn't centralized, let's put it there. And make these a little higher. You need a value. You need to create an int value that will store the amount of time that's left. So let's call it time left, set to 60. So let's say we had 60 seconds to do it. And it's a good idea to name your scripts as well. So spawn balls. Now we need another script that keeps track of the time. So local time left. So let's reference it. Now we want a while loop that will constantly subtract 1 second from the timer. So every 1 second we want the timer's value. We want the timer's value to go down by 1. So timer's value equals time left dot value minus 1. Now we also want the user to see it. We have to create like a GUI display. So I'll insert a screen GUI and then a text label. I'll just write 60. Now to have it display, we need a remote event to communicate the information. So let's create a remote event, call it update timer event. Now let me reference the event in this script here. Game.get service, replicated storage, wait for child, update timer event. So every time it updates the value of the timer, we want to fire the event. Fire all clients, time left dot value. Alright, so inside the text label we need a local script. We'll reference that same event. So let me just steal that line over here. We also want to reference the text display that we have. So when the update timer event is fired, you want to connect a function to it. Remember, we passed on the time that was left as a argument. So we want text display text to equal the new time that's left. Okay, but what happens when the user touches this part? We want him to teleport back to the beginning and then to let him know that he's won. So let me just name this part. We'll call it winning part. Go back here and reference it. So local winning part game.workspace.winning part. So when this winning part is touched, we want to connect a function to it. Touched event takes in a parameter. You want to make sure that the thing that touched it is actually a player, so we want to check if it has a humanoid. Alright, and if it is, we want to send everyone back to the beginning because they've won. Game.players, get players. So we're going through all the players. And teleporting them back to the start. So player.character, if child, humanoid, root part, C-frame. We also have a spawn location. Let me just add that in here, game.workspace.spawn location. So we want to send them back to the spawn location. So we assign the humanoid root part C-frame to the spawn location C-frame. And we also want to let them know that they've won, so we need another remote event. I was thinking of having a GUI that tells them that they've won, so win or lose. Let me reference that event here. Equal win or lose event equals game.getService. Replicated storage, wait for child, win or lose. And we want to fire the event when a player has touched that part. So win or lose event, fire all clients, and we'll just pass a string. So we'll say win since they won. One other thing we also want to do is we want to reset the timer back to 60 because a new round will begin. So let's create another GUI to tell them whether they've won or lost. So text label, put in the middle of the screen. We'll have it say you won as default text. We'll insert a local script inside it and reference the event that we've just created. You also want to reference the text label that we just made. So when the win or lose event is fired, we want to connect a function to it. Outcome. So the outcome will either be win or lose. So if outcome equals win, then we want the text display to say you won. We're going to make the text display invisible and only show up when someone has won or lost. So you want to make it visible first. So text display.visible equals true. We'll have it up for like 3 seconds and then we'll make it invisible again. Now if they've lost, we want the same thing to happen, except we want to say you've lost. So it's basically the same thing, except we're changing what they're saying here. So let's hide this text label. So let's go back to the main control script. So another thing we want to check is if the time left is equal to 0. So if you run out of time, it means you've lost. So if time left equals 0, we want to fire the win or lose event, but this time we're going to say that they've lost. And if they've lost, we'll teleport everyone back to the beginning. Alright, so let's give this a test run. 5 minutes left. Okay, let's see. You got a timer here, it's counting down. We've got the balls spawning. If I get hit, I die, but then I get to reset and keep going. But now I've got only 44 seconds to make it to the top. Come on. Almost there. Almost there. Oh, that was close. Okay, so when I touch this green block, it means I've won. And there, it displays you've won. But let's wait it out. Let's see what happens when I run out of time here. Alright, come on. Longest minute of my life. 18 seconds. Will I make it? Will I make it? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, I've teleported back and it tells me that I've lost. Oh, but we have an error here. It keeps on counting down. So that's an easy fix. So when the time runs out and we tell them that they've lost, we teleport everyone back. We just want to reset the time left back to 60. Wait, no, that's the first thing we want to do. And I find it a little weird that they are instantly teleported, so maybe we should wait like 2 seconds and then have them teleport. And same goes if you win. So I don't want it that the second you touch the green block, you're instantly teleported back. Let's give them like 2 seconds to enjoy their victory. We'll reset the time right away. So let's play again. Alright, I spawned in, timer's going down, the balls are coming down, I'm making it up the hill. I've touched the green block, it tells me that I've won, and then I'm teleported back. And there you have it, a game made in 20 minutes. If you've got any other game suggestions, video suggestions, let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.